So I've called it Genially Genius just because I like alliteration. It's fun. All right, so here's the index for later. If you want to go back through and just find a specific section, you can click on whichever section and it will take you there. So a little bit about me. Again, I said my name is Cecilia Largy. I currently teach honors chemistry and IPC in at Ferris High School in Ferris, Texas. I've got a couple of certifications from different tech tools. I have also previously presented on Google Forms, Google Sheets, and digital breakouts at different conferences. If you click right here, it'll actually take you to my professional website where you can see some other resources that I have created and get links to the sessions. If you click on these as well, you can see anything else I've already presented. So let's talk about Genially a little bit. If you click here, it will actually take you to the Genially homepage. So this allows you to create presentations such as the one that I am currently presenting and other activities such as digital breakouts and quizzes. The plans, again, it is free, but there are upgrades that you can get, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some things that you can get with the upgrade. I'm not getting paid by Genially to present this. I just really like this tool and wanted to share what all you can do with it. So Genially First Steps, they have a web page on their website that goes through how to get started. It has video tutorials and frequently asked questions that you can search to find exactly what you're needing help with. If you click on the Let's Go, it will actually take you to this page. So we'll take a look at it real quick. Once it loads. So this is the Genially homepage. Again, you can search through all of the tabs they have here. They have different suggestions and ideas of how to use it. But again, this is the First Steps page, and it will go through different tutorials on how to get started. And it's just taken a minute to load today. There we go. So it goes through steps. It shows you how to get started. It shows you where you can find templates and how to rearrange your content in there. So I'll switch back to my presentation now. Any questions so far?
No, we're good.
Okay, great. So next I'm going to share a couple of examples of how I've used Genially in my class, and it's going to take a minute to load because there's a couple of things embedded here. So this was very popular right when we went virtual, was to have a digital classroom. So most people made theirs in Google Slides. I made mine in Genially. And so what it does is if you click on this pointer finger up here, it will show you all of the clickable links that are in the Genially. So for example, I have the periodic table. If my students clicked on that, it would take them to an online periodic table. Same, we had Canvas, FET, Cam, any of these, if they just clicked on it, it would take them directly to the link that they would need. And so since I had Canvas at the time, I embedded this into my Canvas page for my students. So this was just on their home screen and they could get to any of those links very, very quickly. I also tried making a lab one, but there were less resources that I needed to give my students for the lab. So I didn't really use that this much, but this one got used quite a bit. And I think my students found it very helpful. Another way that I can use Genially is as digital escape room activities. So this is one I made about the mole concept. And so it just goes through, it gives them a murder mystery that they can do, and it goes through different steps, and each step they have different tasks that they have to complete, and it would send them back to Canvas to do those tasks. But as you can see, you can also embed videos and a bunch of different activities within the Geniallys themselves. Another example is if you want a custom classroom library. I have not used this personally, but I could think of many ways that this would be useful, especially if someone teaches a class where there's more reading involved. You can embed some online books here. I just got a free online Gutenberg library and linked them in. So there's a couple of classics up here. Or if you have games online that you would like them to play, you can do this. You could also do this just with like classroom activities and make it more engaging, that they get to pick whatever they want to do. And then if you click on more, it would actually take them to a second page, a second bookshelf that I just don't have anything on right now. Next, what makes Genially different? And it has limitless interactivity options. I have not found a limit to what I want to do with Genially yet. It has all been it's blown my mind how many different things I can do with it. So there are several options for interactivity. As I said earlier, if you click on the pointer finger, it will tell you all of the objects in the Genially that are interactive. And there's 4 options when you are designing the interactivity for everything. The first is called a tooltip, which is just when you hover over it, it will pop up a little bit of content. And so again, if you'll have the link to this presentation, so if you hover over the tooltip, if you go to this page, it'll explain everything and you can read everything in more depth. But again, tooltip just pops up. This is great for hiding hints in escape rooms. If you just want them to have to hover over something and then it gives them a clue. A window, I have set it up so that it moves when you hover over it. But for a window, you have to click on it. So you actually have to click to do something. And it will pop up some information. So this is great if you have like, hey, you need directions, or if you need assistance, click here. That way they know that if they just click on it, they'll get some more feedback or assistance. If you click on go to page, it will direct you to a different section. So that page at the beginning I had, that was the index. If you click on any of those tabs, it'll take you to whichever page you're wanting. And my computer's taking a second to respond. There we go. Okay, so these are the options. You can go back to the very beginning. You can send them to the first page, the previous page, the next page, or the last page. Those are the options. And then the last thing is a link, and that's just if you click on it, it'll open up a link. You can choose for it to open in the same tab or in a new tab. There's also these navigation buttons, which you can probably see on the side of my presentation over here. You can change the navigation from presentation, which is what this one is currently set up, to a video where it will automatically progress. I have not personally used video, but it's intriguing. I might try doing it sometime. The other popular option is microsite, where there's no navigation buttons on the side. Users just have to click through the activity with whatever buttons you have included yourself. So that's really great for an escape room or the classroom library where they have to click on things to move from one page to another. So as I said earlier, you can embed videos. You can also embed other media like FED activities, which I think is demonstrated on the next. Anything with an HTML code, you can embed directly into a Genially, which has been very helpful with online learning. So you can embed a Google form so students can answer questions while watching the video if you have a video embedded, which has been really convenient because otherwise you have to kind of flip from tab to tab and it's not as easy to answer questions while watching a video. Next, I think, is the FET. Yeah, you can embed online activities such as FET simulations. And they have any of the ones that are HTML, you can embed straight in, and it takes a second to load. And as I said, you could add a tooltip or a window so that students can have directions, hints, or tips as they're going through this. I think my computer is not wanting to load the FET right now. Probably got too much going on with the recording and everything. But it will load there, and then they can interact with the FET directly on the Genially without having to open another tab, which is really great. Here's a list of other things that you can embed. You can embed Twitter or Instagram feeds if you want to find a scientist or a laboratory that you like their Twitter and you want to put it in there so students can see things that they have done. Pinterest boards, Google Maps, anything from the G Suite, Wikipedia pages, Amazon pages, other Geniallys, and so many other things. You can embed music, media, all sorts of things. Again, personally using this, I have not yet found a limit to something that I want to do that I'm not able to do with Genially just yet. You can also make the components interactive besides tooltips and windows and things. You can make items draggable. So like this pen, I can drag around. And notice up here in the top right-hand corner, there is a hand. So if I click on that, it shows me everything that can be dragged. So here I said put steps in order. So let's say step 1 is read the question. And so you can have your students drag and drop things. And then if you want to see their work, they will need to take a screenshot when they're done and submit that somewhere. It's kind of fun to be able to drag things around. That has been really useful for escape rooms. I have done where it gives them a puzzle that they have to assemble, and so they didn't just drag the pieces around. Here's an example where if you have like a map and it's like the pins can tell you, hey, move me to New Zealand, and this would be more useful for like a social studies class, but you could also do it with like a periodic table where they drag the pin to whatever element they're looking for. And then again, I had show the work to your teacher. Again, you could have your students take a screenshot and submit the screenshot with all their work done as well. I just put tanagrams in because I thought this would be fun because you can drag them around. The only problem is you can't rotate them. So it's less fun than I remembered, but I guess there are limitations. You can't rotate the movable objects. And so this was just announced like 2 days ago, so I quickly added it to the presentation. If you're familiar with the SCORM format, which I was not familiar with this before I got the email, it is a type of e-learning format that allows you to track your students' progress through Genially. This is only available with one of the premium plans. It's one that I have a premium plan, but not this level of plan, so I would have to upgrade to get it. I will look into it to see what all you can do with it. Again, I'm very unfamiliar with SCORM myself, but this was some information that they shared in their email about it. It allows you to track student progress. You can see if they've accessed it, how much of it they have done, and then if the students leave without finishing, they'll come back exactly to where they left off. So this might be a workaround with students. Instead of having to do screenshots, I imagine this would let you look back and see what your students have done in the activity. So again, I might look into this more myself. I have not used it, but I thought I would share since it's a brand new update that has been announced. So here are some resources. Genially themselves have a page of tons of free templates. There's also premium templates if you choose to get a paid account. That was the main reason I went for a paid account, was just because I liked so many of their premium templates and I was using it so much that I figured it was worth it. But there's so much you can do even without the premium templates. So let's see if it's going to load. There we go. All right, so this is the Genially community where you can find inspiration. And if you will notice right here, there is a toggle for reusable Geniallys. When you make one yourself, you are allowed to select if you want it to be reusable to anybody in the community. So as you're searching for templates, you will see this little recycling symbol here. That is reusable. So any of the ones you see that have that symbol, you can remake it. You can get a copy of theirs and adjust it to your liking. And if you have the free, you can actually search and have it limited to only the free templates. The premium templates will be marked with like a star on the side. I don't see any right here, but it might just be showing the reusable. So if you only want to see things that you can copy and make your own, you can flip the toggle for reusable only, and then you'll see all the ones that you can make your own from what somebody else has done. So that has been really great because you can get inspired and also just sometimes take what someone else has done and make it to what you want it to be, which is great. So here I also have a list of my reusable Geniallys that are some that I've made. I was teaching chemistry only last year, so that's the majority of what my activities are. So I've got an atomic scientist activity, acid-base virtual lab, mostly chemistry, a few biology or environmental science ones. These are all reusable, so any of these you click on, you will be able to remake as well. Questions so far?
No, it's clear.
Okay, great. So I'm actually going to wrap up fairly early. We're going to still stay on, so if you have any help, but I'm going to give you some time to get started if you wouldn't like to, or to browse their website to learn more about them. So again, they do have their free templates, and then they have the inspiration, which is from the community members who have made reusable ones that they're allowing other people to use. And then you can also go back and browse the ones that I've made. If you click here, it'll take you back to that last slide. So again, the rest of the time is yours. I'm happy to provide assistance. I know it's very early in the morning. So your mind might not be wrapped around you doing this just yet. But again, I am here. There is the feedback form right here for the session, which we still have like 30 minutes left. I was not expecting to get through this so quickly. But if you have the presentation open, you can click right here on the phone and it will open up the form for you. And then the session ID is posted right here. So I'll keep this up. If you want to start making a presentation or a Genially and have questions for me, I will be here.
So I know you mentioned how to access the presentation. It said it's the same as, but could you guide me on how I can get to the presentation again?
Yes. So from the MiniCast website with all the links, there's actually one that says presentation or resource folder is what it says. Here, I will switch to that tab real quick. So right underneath the session link, it says resource folder, and that is actually the link to the presentation.
Ah, okay. 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 And how much do the, I'm sure it's on the website too. I'm just curious about the cost of the.
Oh, absolutely. I can switch to that real quick and we can just browse through their website. So on their plans page, they have a couple, and you can, as a teacher, you can get an educator account, which I believe is the one that I have. It's a little cheaper than the corporate ones, which is great. So if we flip to education, very slowly. There we go. Okay. So again, the free plan includes unlimited creations, unlimited views, free templates, but not the premium templates. So there's a student one, and the price is loading there because everything is slow this morning. There we go. So it's $1.25 a month for the student one. I don't think you actually have to be a student. I think you just have to have an education, email to get that one. So they get the premium templates. You can view offline, which is where people can access your presentation without accessing the internet. And then you can also download the presentation as a PDF, JPEG, or HTML. The Edu Pro, I believe, is the one I have, and it also allows you to have privacy controls. You can import PowerPoints. You can also insert audio, which has been fun. There's been a few where I added some music to spice it up a little bit. And then the master plan is the one that you have to have in order to access that new SCORM feature. So it's a lot more expensive. So that's going to maybe make me think about not doing it, but we'll see. For this one, the main benefit is that you can monitor the student progress, and then you can also do more brand personalization, which is less useful for a teacher, but I think this is the same plan that they offer on the corporate side.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, the company ones are a lot more. I do know that Genially is starting to put out an education plan where you can maybe get your school to get everyone an account. That is very new. I didn't even include it because I don't have a whole lot of information about it, and there's not a lot available. But let's see if I can find it on their website. I think they were calling them like Genially centers or something.
Nice. It seems like a very interactive.
It is very interactive, yes, and it's a great way to pull a bunch of different resources and keep them all in the same location. Because I know I'm using Google Classroom this year, and even if I post multiple things and say, "Hey, use this one and then this one," they're like, "Where do I go?" I'm like, "It's all together. It's right there." But with this, it actually is all together, and they can access everything from the one web page.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we create a a page, for example, an interactive page like the one that you showed us, with identifying different objects. That's like a mini game there, right?
Yes.
Can I just use that in email as an body of an email? Is it possible to do that?
I'm not sure. I think so, because you should be able to download it as an HTML file, and then you should be able to embed that in an email. I've not personally tried doing that, but I think it's possible. Would it help if I just go through like a process of making one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Since we've got plenty of time before the next session.
Okay.
Alrighty. So I'll go through just their templates that they have once it loads. There we go. My computer is really not liking that I am presenting, doing a video conference, and recording all at the same time. So I'm not happy about this, apparently. There we go. Progress. So since I have the count, it's going to pop up my home feed with all of the ones I've been working on recently. Some of them are the ones that I have shared on those resources. We're getting there. There we go. Okay. So I'll just click Create Genially. And if you do this, it will actually pop up the templates that they have first as suggestions. So this is the options that it pops up with: presentations, infographics, gamification, interactive image, video presentation guide, blank, more, and training materials. Which one would you like me to go through?
Gamification.
All right. I'll click on that one. And then it's going to pop up the templates. And as I said, it will show you all of the templates. Some of them are the premium ones and some are the free ones. I will probably click on a free one just to show you what you can still do, even with the free account. Because I started with the free account and I only decided to upgrade when I realized I was using it so much that it was worth it to me to do that. So again, as we're looking here, the star on the side is something that is premium feature. So right now you have to have one of the premium accounts to import a PowerPoint. But all of these other ones that don't have the star are free, and we can actually filter those out. So up here, I'm going to filter out the premium ones and only see the free ones, and I'll also click on their new ones. So they just show me the more recent ones that have been done. Let's see. Let's click on. Let's do the ninja quiz. That looks cool. And so when you click on a template, it'll pull up all of the pages of that template because you might not need all of them. And we'll see if it's going to load. You can also preview the interactivity by clicking on the little pointer finger up here, and it will show you what all is set up to be clicked on already. Right now, only the start button is. So you can preview the template, preview going through the slides. So this one, it's just a quiz. So you would put in your question here and then select whichever one. The only issue I've had with the quizzes here is that it won't let them scramble the answer choices. Wherever you put it is where the answer is. So if they click on a wrong answer, let's see what it does. Oh no. There goes the ninja. And then we can try again and it'll take us back to that question. This time we'll do the right answer and we'll see what happens. Okay, we go to the next question. So if they go through it, let's see, there's 10 questions total, it looks like. So maybe this isn't what I want to do. Maybe I want it to be a little more like a breakout instead of a quiz. So they have escape games over here, so I will switch over to that section of the templates. So there's a museum escape, so let's take a look at that one. There we go. So this one, it'll take you to a museum, and let's see what all we can do in the museum. When it loads. Come on. There we go. Okay, so this, it gives you a map, and so they got to go through the actual rooms. That's pretty cool. So I guess we start in room 1. Okay, so then we've got a quiz. Let's see what happens if we click the wrong one. Oh no, we lost a museum piece. Okay, so it gives us a series of questions, and then we have to get them all right, I guess, before we can go on to the second area. Oh, and this one's got sound involved. It's really easy to go through when it tells you which one's the right answer. Okay, so we go through. It says, let's see what these are. Oh, it has little information that you can pop up about the artwork. That's interesting. All right, so now we're going to the second room. Okay, so this pretty neat. It's basically a quiz, but also more interactivity, so that's neat. If you wanted to customize this, you could also add like informational videos that they have to watch in order to answer the questions. So I would probably do something like that. So let's try using this.
So once I've created this, it's possible that I download this an HTML file
Yes.
and embed it into an inline for an email or something.
I think for an email, I'm not positive. I know you can also just share the link. So if you wanted to just send the link out, anybody who gets your email can click on the link and open it outside of the email. I have not tried embedding in the email, so I'm not positive if it's possible, but I think it is.
Okay. Because I know with HTML5, you can embed within emails. And like, for example, if a video, if it's an HTML5, you can see videos within the email. Otherwise, you have to click out. So
interesting. I think this is HTML5, so that should work. I just have not tried it personally, so we'll see what I'll show you whenever you finish what options pop up with how to share it. Doing a lot of the waiting game this morning with it. Okay. So again, if I were to customize this, first of all, it's an art museum. I'm a science teacher. I would probably make this a science museum and change sub art pieces for displays or like fossils or something. And then also for the questions that they're answering, I would probably, for some of them, add a video and say, hey, watch this video, and then answer like one video per room and say, watch this video, and then answer the next 5 questions in order to get out of this room. So there's a lot of things you could change about this. I'm just going to leave it as is for now. Whenever you're ready, you're done customizing, you hit this little rocket up here that says all set. And this is where it allows you to select the settings. So anybody can make it reusable, even the free accounts, which is great. It's especially great if you have a team that you want to share it with, but they want to make their own copy to make their own changes to it. You can change the title. So let's say I'm going to add like a demo off to the side so I know that I haven't actually done anything to it. You can add a description to make it searchable. I'm not going to do that since I didn't change anything with this. If you have the premium account, you can make it private to where it's not searchable. The only people who can see it are the people who have the link that you send them. You can also password protect with a premium. I haven't personally used that, but you can. Also on the side with statistics, let's see what this does. Again, these are the premium ones. I think the yellow star is only for the master plan, which is the one that has SCORM now. So analytics, you can turn those on or not. I can't do those because they were a further upgrade for me. So then you just click all set. And then it gives you your sharing options. So you can just view it. That'll open up a link. You can download it again with HTML, JPEG, or PDF. If you click on the share button, it'll give you a bunch of different ways to share it, such as on a social page. The exclusive page is if it's private. You can insert it. You have a iframe or script. Those are the two embedding options. I'm not super into coding, so I don't actually know the difference between them, but they work. You can send via email. So maybe this would work. Maybe this would embed it in an email. I'm not sure. Haven't tried doing it. You can just type in whoever's email you want to send it to. It might just send them the link to open. You can share it on social networks. And then let's see what others they have. You can post it straight to Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams as well. Yeah. Alrighty. Is there anything you would like me to show from the panel, the working side?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward. It looks cool though.
It's very cool. I have loved using it. I guess I can go through the toolbar on the left-hand side here. So if you click on the text, it gives you all the ways to add text. You can change fonts, everything. Image, it'll let you search for some cutouts that they have. You can search Pixabay or Giphy, or there used to be another one that was over here that has free images you can do. You can also upload anything that you have. Under resources, it has little icons and shapes and charts, illustrations, all this stuff. Plenty of things that you can add. Most of these are free. There are some that are premium only. Interactive, it has buttons, so if you want them, like this museum breakout, there's not navigation panels on the side, so if we wanted to add like a home button, just click on that, put it over here, and then if we click the interactive button right here, we can decide what the home page will do. I'm going to say it's going to take us to the page. It should probably take us to the page that we're actually on, which is the main page. But you could select whatever page you want. Over here's the other options, the tooltip, the window, the link, everything. So again, lots of things. Smart blocks. I don't really use the smart blocks very much. But it's just got data and tables and graphs as well. And as you're working on the Genially, in this top left-hand corner, it says unsaved changes. If you want it to save, you just click on where it says unsaved changes and it'll start saving. It will save automatically every now and then, but it only does it every few minutes. So it will warn you if you close it before it's saved. It'll say, hey, we're not done saving. Are you sure you want to close it? And then you can say, no, save. So if you click on insert, you can insert audio, video, and other HTML or anything that has an embed code you can put in there. You can change the background image, color, everything. And then if you click on pages, that's where it will show you all of the different pages to navigate. Yeah, that's it. There's tons of things you can do with it. I have really enjoyed using it and making stuff for my kiddos.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. I'm going to switch back to the feedback page and I'll just leave this up for another minute or two. I know anybody who's watching the video will probably need to submit this as well. This is my first time presenting on Genially. As I said earlier, I've presented on other things before, but this one was something I just was like, this has made a true difference in my classroom, so I wanted to share it. So if you have any feedback for me about things that would make this presentation better, please share it. I'm constantly trying to improve anything that I present, and this is my first time presenting on this topic, so.
No, I think it's a really cool tool. Thanks for bringing it to our
Thank
attention.
you. Absolutely.
So, if you were to say the competitors for this,
Oh, I don't even know. I'm sure there's some. Most of the competitors for this would probably be like actual website builders, like Google Sites, because with that you can embed stuff in there as well, um, and you can put like a form in there for quizzes and all sorts of things, or basically any website. But this is basically making a little mini website, which is without making a website. So that's one thing that's really neat about it. But yeah, I don't know. There's probably other competitors more on the corporate side. I don't think that they've all latched onto the education side as much. Yeah, I don't know. Should look into that. There might be something better. Who knows?
yeah, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, I've
Yeah.
gone ahead and submitted the feedback and attendance form.
All right. Great. And then there's 15 minutes before the next session. I believe the next one is the keynote. So you're more than welcome to go ahead and leave and enjoy a few minute break before the next one starts. I'll stay on though for the purposes of it if anybody joins.